Okay, Yaksh, please introduce yourself.
Sir, as mentioned, my name is Yaksh Chaudhary. I come from a village in Amroha district of Uttar Pradesh. I have done my schooling from Amroha itself. Then I went on to pursue my civil engineering from IIT Guwahati. My father is into agriculture and my mother is a housewife. And in 2019, I was recommended for the post of assistant commandant in CRPF.
Have you joined?
Sir, I am on extension leave, sir.
But you have accepted the appointment?
Yes, sir.
CRPF?
Yeah.
Okay. 2019, so now we are in 22.
So actually, the joining got late due to the COVID reasons.
Okay. And what are your hobbies?
Sir, I am interested in sketching, writing answers on Quora and also following answers on Quora and also the journaling part, sir.
Okay. Now, Yaksh, tell me, you come from Western UP.
Yes, sir.
Some time back, the farm laws were there and there was a big agitation going on against them. What are your views on these laws?
Sir, in my opinion, the laws were a step in the right direction. The agricultural sector of India needs reforms, especially in the marketing sector, sir. If more and more private players would have been allowed, the remuneration to the farmers have been increased due to the increased competition in the market, as well as the contract farming was very important looking at the scenario of fragmentation of land in India, sir.
Okay.
The private sector would have been more interested in the agriculture and the income of the farmer would have been increased, sir.
Okay. But then why were the farmers protesting?
Sir, there were some apprehensions from the farmers' side. One was related to the MSP regime. The farmers were apprehensive about the removing of the MSP regime, sir. And there were also some other demands like legalizing the MSP, etc., sir.
So do you think these demands are justified? Should we go in for giving a legal guarantee for MSP?
Sir, providing legal guarantee is difficult from the government side because we are also member of WTO, that we would have facing some difficulties there, sir.
Okay. Any other difficulty?
Sir, the MSP regime as of now in India, there have been some issues in the APMCs working. For example, there have been cartelization in the APMCs, the law infrastructure. So there have been problems for the MSP side, sir. That needs reforms.
That needs no, but giving a legal guarantee for MSP, what problems would arise?
So then government would be under obligation to buy the farmers' produce on the MSP, sir.
Okay, so then
it would have been incurred cost to the government because the cost of transportation, distribution, etc. also comes along with the MSP thing, sir.
All right. Now you are a civil engineer.
Yes, sir.
And very close to your district, a new airport is coming up.
Yes,
Jewar Airport.
Yes, sir.
You are aware of that?
Yes.
Tell me, when this airport was finalized, there is another airport in Delhi, NCR region, which is run by GMR group. So don't you think GMR would have objected?
Sorry, sir, I am not aware about the exact date of the finalization.
Another airport is coming up in the same area. So GMR's business will go down.
Yes, sir. There would
and
be.
They are a concessionaire for next so many years. So how was GMR dealt with by the government?
Sorry, sir, I am not aware about this issue, sir. I'll read more on that.
Okay. Have you heard of what is called right of first refusal?
Yes, sir. I have heard about it.
What is that?
Sir, I have heard about its relationship to the shipping sector. The right of first refusal means that the first right would be given to the Indian shipping ships. If they refuse, then the government or the.
In what case? First right to Indian ship, where?
So, sorry, sir, I am not.
Not very clear.
I am not clear on the details, sir.
Are you aware of what is happening regarding rollout of 5G services?
Yes, sir.
What is the status?
Sir, the spectrum is going to be auctioned very soon, sir.
So what has happened so far?
So there have been trials from the telecom companies, and after the spectrum is auctioned, they will go on
But what
providing.
about spectrum pricing?
Sorry, sir.
Spectrum pricing.
Yes, sir.
What has happened on that front?
Sir, the
You will auction spectrum only when you have some reserve price in mind. So what has happened on that front?
Sorry, sir. I am not aware about that issue.
All right. Now you come from the state of Uttar Pradesh.
Sir.
UP government has passed some orders regarding loudspeakers and processions.
Yes, sir.
Are you aware?
I am aware about it, sir.
What do you think? What are the orders and what do you think about them?
Sir, the orders are based on the noise pollution control rules of 2000 by the central government, as well as some judgment from the Supreme Court as well as the Allahabad High Court. The
very
government has instructed the district administrations to take out the illegal loudspeakers that have not taken the permission from the district administration, as well as controlling the limits on the decibel value of the noise, sir.
But what are your views on this order?
Sir, very large or very heavy noise, it distract the minds of the people as well as of the students. It reduces the productivity. So we have to put a cap on the decibel value or the decibel limit of the
No, I am
loudspeakers.
asking you whether you support the order or you are against it.
Sir, I support the orders, sir.
All right. Loudspeakers you support. What
Yes, sir.
about processions?
Sir, the processions, especially in the time of elections, they produce very heavy noise, sir. This
No,
cause.
these are general orders. They have nothing to do with elections.
So I think I need to read more on the processions part, sir.
All right. My last question. How many unicorns do we have in the country?
Sorry, sir, I am not aware about the exact
Any idea,
numbers.
rough idea? You know what unicorn is?
Yes, sir.
What is it?
So Unicorn is a company or a startup which has valuation more than $1 billion.
Right. So how many are there? Any idea?
Sir, if I take a guess, it would be around 150 in India.
No, you haven't read today's paper. We have just completed 100.
Okay.
Today only we have completed.
Thank you, sir.
Dr. Sinha.
Yaksh,
Sir.
you have been gold medal winner in 100 meters, 200, sports person.
Yes, sir.
So, do you still take part in some sports?
Sir, I don't compete in the sports championships now, but I go for running in the evening as just for
general
sir.
fitness?
General fitness, sir.
Okay. So, I would like to know from you, there is a tendency nowadays, this Ukraine crisis is taking place. A lot of these athletes, players from Russia, Belarus, they are being banned.
Yes, sir.
Is it correct to bring politics into sports?
Sir, this step has been taken to put more pressure on Russian side to reduce their operations in Ukraine.
What is your opinion? Do you think banning these players will put pressure on Putin?
Sir, it would put some pressure on Putin, but I
You
think
really believe that? A person who is determined to invade a country, he will be under pressure because you will ban few players from playing.
Sir, this has been this has been the trying from the Western countries to ban the sports person to put pressure on.
So, do you support it or you don't support it?
Sir, as a sports person, I would not support it since it reduces the perspectives of the different sports persons.
Okay.
Their career, they have the sports person put a lot of efforts. For example, for the Olympics, they go for training for 4 years. So it
Okay.
is not right to ban the sports persons from participating in the championships, sir.
Okay. So, you don't support it.
No, sir.
But you think it will put pressure on Putin?
So that we need to see, sir.
Now, what is your opinion?
So my opinion is that it would put some pressure on Russia, sir.
So then is correct to ban them? Because we need to put pressure on Putin.
Sir, I think other diplomatic channels can also be used for this purpose, but banning the sports person is not correct according to my opinion, sir.
It's not correct. But what about we are banning Pakistani players in IPL? We don't allow them to play. We don't have any regular cricket match bilateral with Pakistan. What about that? You support that or you oppose that?
Sir, I think more sports championships between the India and Pakistan would produce more amicable environment for the further diplomatic talks. So the sports championships between the two countries should be are desirable according to me, sir.
So you don't support this policy that we should ban Pakistani players for IPL?
No, sir.
So then suppose there is a riot because of that. Someone comes and digs up the pitch. Someone goes and throws a stone on the head of one of the Pakistani players. And there is a problem between India and Pakistan. What about that? You don't consider the public opinion? You know how public opinion feels about Pakistani players?
Sir, these are unfortunate impossibilities in such sports championships.
But it can always happen.
There is a possibility they can happen, sir.
So it's a practical step.
Sir, for that we need to provide more security to the
All right.
players from the Pakistan side.
All right. So let me ask you. Some people say that we are in a very troubled neighborhood. You understood?
Yes, sir.
But is it troubled neighborhood or troubling neighbors? We have a lot of troubling neighbors. What is it? Troubled neighborhood or troubling neighbors?
Sir, I would say we have both troubled as well as troubling neighbors. In Afghanistan, we have seen that the Taliban has come into force and there have been human rights violations, etc. Then we see China and Pakistan. China has recently shown aggression on the LAC, as well as Pakistan has been.
Okay. So suppose you become a IFS officer and we have troubling neighbors. How would you suggest to overcome this problem?
So firstly, there should be diplomatic talks between the countries.
That is going on. That's a normal diplomatic process.
Secondly, we need to put more international pressures on the countries like Pakistan through the institutions like United Nations and other multilateral organizations. And thirdly, we need to provide an environment of trust and confidence building that would help in ensuring the solutions of the border conflicts, sir.
Okay, but most of the neighbors, they say that it is India is the problem, big brother attitude. What is your view? They will say, you are trying to push your weight, you are trying to showcase your power, trying to blockade our border.
Sir, this is an apprehension in the countries, in the neighboring countries like Nepal, Bhutan, that India is showing a big brother attitude. But India has also started neighborhood first policy, in which India is not seeking reciprocal gains from the neighborhood countries. I think that is a desirable step in the right direction.
Has it succeeded? It has failed.
Sir, India is trying, and there are other factors also, sir, from the interference from China and other internal politics of these countries. They have hindered the proper diplomatic relations and the goodwill between the India and between the neighborhood countries, sir.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Yash, what does your name signify?
Sir, Yakshas are the semi-god-like figures in mythology of Hinduism, Buddhism and Jainism, sir. We find this in the literature of Buddhism and Jainism, and there is a episode of Yaksh Prashna in Mahabharata also, sir.
I see. So Yaksh, you belong to Amroha.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me something about some notable personalities from your region?
So there is a famous poet named sorry sir, I am not able to recall, but there is another person by the name of Kamal Amrohevi who directed the movie Pakiza.
Can you tell me something about Jyotiba Phule?
Sir, Jyotiba Phule was a social reformer in pre-independence time. He was focusing on the upliftment of the marginalized sections like the Dalits, the scheduled caste, etc. in the Maharashtra region, sir.
Very good. And what is his connection with Amroha?
Sir, as such, there is no connection in my view. But when there was a government in Uttar Pradesh, it was taken as a step to promote more awareness about the issues of the Dalits, sir. It was named.
No, your district was renamed as Jyotiba Phule
Yes,
Nagar
sir.
District.
It was renamed.
That is the connection. Okay, now belonging to UP, are you aware UP has the distinction of having the first female governor and the first female chief minister in the country?
Yes, sir.
What are their names?
Sir, the female chief minister was Susri Kumari Mayawati ji, and the governor. Sorry, sir. So I am not able to recall, sir.
Okay.
Sorry, sir.
It was Sucheta Kripnani and the first governor was Sarojini Naidu.
Yes, thank you, sir.
Now, bifurcation of UP has been on the agenda for a long time, and in fact, there's a line of thinking that it should be divided into 4 parts. What is your view? Do you think this would be a good idea?
Sir, bifurcation would lead to more efficiency in the administration by bringing the administration more closer to the people. But as such, the issues that Uttar Pradesh is facing can be handled even without bifurcation or dividing the Uttar Pradesh. More decentralization of power, taking policies, making policies, taking into account the weaknesses and strength of the different parts can be a good step, sir. As well as, sir, a united Uttar Pradesh promotes more distribution of the resources. It enhances more equitable distribution of resources between the eastern and the western Uttar Pradesh, sir.
Have you heard of the term 4th Industrial Revolution?
Yes, sir.
What is this all
Sir,
about?
4th Industrial Revolution is based on the new technologies like artificial intelligence, blockchain, machine learning, Internet of Things, etc. So the products related to the Industrial Revolution 4.0 are based on these technologies, sir.
Social audit. Have you heard of this term?
Yes, sir.
What does it stand for?
The social audit means the audit from the public side, from the citizen side. We have seen this in the case of Manrega also, sir.
So how does it take place? Can you give me the steps, various steps involved?
Sorry, sir, I am not clear about these steps, sir.
My last question, ethical hacking. What is meant by ethical hacking?
Sir,
have you heard of the term?
Yes, sir, I have heard about it. Sir, ethical hacking means the hacking means breaching the privacy of the other people to get the information and data. So ethical hacking means the type of hacking which is done for the welfare of the people. For example, if some hacking is done from the government side, then it could be called as ethical hacking, sir.
Would you say surveillance through Pegasus is an example of ethical hacking?
Sir, there have been challenges in the case of Pegasus because the ethical hacking should be proportionate to the benefits that accrue from it. In the
Right,
Pegasus.
thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So, Yaksh, you had qualified for CAPF
Yes, sir.
and allotted CRPF.
Yes, sir.
Do you think CRPF is an armed force of the Union?
Yes, sir. It is armed forces of the Union.
How do you know? If somebody challenges you, then where you will show, what you will show that it is armed force of the Union? They say no, only army is the armed force. And if you are so keen, let Air Force also be the armed force of the Union.
Sir, I am not clear about this. I'll read on that, sir.
Okay. Actually, if you look at the CRPF Act, the section 3 declares that there shall be an armed force of the Union and it will be titled as CRPF.
Okay.
So, right in the beginning it's written there.
Thank
Okay.
you, sir. Thank you for the information.
But the question relates to Armed Force Special Powers Act. Armed Force Special Powers Act, it obviously relates to armed forces. So can I say that wherever armed force will go, they can use this act, or something more is required for using this act?
Sir, in an area where this AFSPA is to be applied, it should be declared by as a disturbed area from either from the union government side or from the state government side. Then only AFSPA can be applied there, sir.
So suppose we talk of a state, say Uttar Pradesh. In Uttar Pradesh, suppose Amroha is a disturbed area. Can I, not I mean Governor of Uttar Pradesh, declare Amroha as a disturbed area under Armed Forces Special Powers Act? Or something more is required before such a notification come out?
Sir, I am not very clear about the details, but I think
Act has to be extended there.
yes, sir.
Presently, Act is not extended to Uttar Pradesh. Geographical extension has been only to few states. First there is extension, then the second condition which you have filed.
Yes.
Now one interesting point is, it says that governor can issue notification. It doesn't say state government can issue the notification. Is there a difference?
Sir, governor is a head of the state, as well as it also acts as a link between the union government and the state government. So I think from that perspective, it is the governor who
Armed Forces Act says governor.
Yes, sir.
It doesn't say state government.
Yes, sir.
Normally notifications are issued by the state government, not by governor. It uses the word governor. What's the reason?
Sir, I am not
Okay,
clear. I'll
great.
read on that.
You see, you have done civil engineering
Yes, sir.
from Guwahati.
Yes, sir.
Were you impressed by the culture or the people of Assam, or you were segregated from them?
So the culture of Assam is very beautiful, and the people are nice. And I've also participated in the cultural events of Assamese people, sir.
Which
in the
cultural
campus.
event you participated?
So in our campus, in IIT Guwahati, the Bihu festival was celebrated by the community, sir. I participated in that, sir.
I think they celebrate more than one Bihu.
Yes, sir. There are 3 Bihus in Assam, sir.
Can you name them?
Yes. So one is Rongali Bihu, second one is Bohag Bihu, and
Third one?
third one is. So I
Okay.
am not able to recall.
Okay, forget that. So there are 3 Bihus. That's
Yes.
good point about it. Any other landmark which you visited in Guwahati or its neighborhood?
Sir, I have visited Kaziranga National Park, sir. And so I have visited other parts of the northeast India, but not in Assam, sir.
Okay, which other part you have visited?
Sir, I have visited Gangtok.
There is dispute between Assam and Arunachal Pradesh about boundary.
Yes, sir.
Which area of Assam and Arunachal Pradesh is involved in boundary dispute?
Sorry, sir, I am not able to recall the names.
Is there a dispute between Meghalaya and Assam?
Yes, sir. There is a boundary dispute between.
There is a
Assam.
boundary dispute. Has it not been solved already?
So the talks are going on, but it is not completely solved as of now.
No,
sir.
no, it's already solved. Okay. You are a person who writes answers on Quora.
Yes, sir.
What if your answers are incorrect, or your views expressed in the answer are prejudiced or biased? Is there a control mechanism in Quora?
Sir, from the Quora side, there are mechanisms like downvote, comment, and also the reporting from the user side. If there are many reports on the answers, the Quora collapsed the answer, sir. So it is removed from the Quora, sir. That's the mechanism.
So peer review.
Kind of peer review, sir. It is a like self-moderation of the platform, sir.
Do you think it's useful?
So Quora is useful to know the perspectives and opinions of different people on different matters and different issues, sir. And it's interesting to read the answers, sir.
Which area you cover?
Sir, as a writer on Quora, I write on the issues of rural society and the sociology part, as well as the preparation for the civil services for UPSC.
Oh, that's very good. Okay, thank you. Sir.
Thank you, sir.
Okay, Yaksh, your interview is over.
Thank you, sir.
Please wait for a few minutes outside. We'll call you for feedback.
Thank you, sir.